All right, it is 7:14 now. There was a time when we all learned about how good or bad a product, company, or even a hotel was by word of mouth. Now, of course, the internet has changed all that. Many folks use those online reviews, but how do you separate the real reviews from, those fake, vindictive ones? Here to point us in the right direction, Howard Schwartz from the Better Business Bureau. And how do we know who actually is writing these so-called consumer reviews?
It's a $25,000 question, Jeff. Unfortunately, what's happening is we're finding a lot of one-star reviews, a lot of five-star reviews, but the truth of the matter is many of these reviews are not coming from other consumers. They're being written by paid writers. Now, it can be a company that hires its own people to write raving reviews, glowing reviews,
really?
Or a competitor, conversely, can go on and trash somebody else's product. So really, it's a clash of the titans, and consumers are being stuck in the middle, not really knowing what to make out of all of this.
That kind of really burst the bubble of faith, I think, in a lot of this. I mean, how much credence do people really generally give to these reviews, whether they're fake or real?
Well, that's the issue. Fewer and fewer now, because I think consumers are getting wise to the fact that when they hear certain wording or they see 25 reviews that all say pretty much the same thing, or they have a glowing review of the company itself or the company's culture, well, what has this got to do with the actual product I'm seeing that's being displayed on the particular site? And people are realizing that there's a credibility problem, and so are certain retailers. Now, for example, we find travel packages, and there are certain hotels that now will not allow somebody to review the hotel unless they can verify that they actually stayed there.
Okay, so maybe that's starting to clean it up a bit. But how bad is the problem of fake reviews? I mean, it's probably hard to put a dollar figure on it, but maybe in an overall sense.
It's pervasive. It's to the point now where you cannot go on. I'll tell you how bad it gets. One time I went on looking for a space heater, and one of the reviews of the 20 that I read said, "This is one of the best gaming consoles I've ever used." So somebody somewhere messed up. They also have bots that are writing reviews now, and that means they are pieces of software that go around to different sites, and they make their own reviews. And you can actually, if you cut and paste the wording that's used and cut and paste it into a search engine, you'll find out that the same wording could be used for the same product or a similar product from the same company on different websites. And one reviewer got busted big time by a Wall Street Journal reporter who found out that she was actually working for the company that made the product. And the major retail sites do have a policy that prohibits anybody with a financial interest, whether it's an employee or a paid writer, they're not allowed to be writing reviews. But of course, when you've got tens of thousands of these things, it becomes a practical problem trying to police them.
Needle in a haystack, I suppose. Okay, so let's finish up with some tips about how to differentiate the good from the bad.
Yeah, it's not terribly difficult. There are a whole bunch of warning signs, the first of which is
watch out for marketing speak, I believe. Is that one of them?
That's one of them. And things like, I found this product integrates seamlessly into my life. I don't know about you, Jeff, but I don't write those kinds of things about products.
Yeah, who says that?
People on these sites, and they say that this is the kind of product I've been looking for. So that's probably someone who's pushing the product. You'll want to beware of a glowing subject line and wording. So most people I know don't write things that say, this product changed my life. Of course, it depends. If it's a medical product, perhaps, but certainly not a flat-screen TV.
Yeah, it's like, how's your life been, buddy?
Pretty much. Or if you find that somebody's using the full name of a particular item. So, for example, if they repeatedly say, this is a great high-definition TV, but they refer to it as the Acme Model 416G high-definition television, and they mention it 5 or 6 times during the review, that's a sign that it was probably written by somebody who...
trying to brand very heavily, it sounds like.
A little too heavily, which brings us off to the whole idea of market speak. Now, you've got to watch very carefully what the wording is. Not everything is perfect. We do get passionate about things, and we may write 3 or 4 paragraphs when we're angry. We may write 3 or 4 paragraphs about something when it's very good. But again, is this the kind of thing you or I would write? And you've got to really, you don't even have to read between the lines at this point anymore. It's fairly obvious in some of them. And the black and white reviews, pardon me, shades of gray are what we should be looking for. And the truth lies somewhere between a 1-star review and a 5-star review. So what Better Business Bureau recommends is go to many different sites, see what they're saying, and if you don't see anything bad about a review, that's an indication, if you're on 4 or 5 different sites, that it's probably not a bad product. If it's being trashed left, right, and center, maybe you should stay away.
All right, and avoid that over-branding on News 8. By the way, for more, log on to our website at WTNH. That's WTNH.com. All right. News 8.